You are about to hear an unforgettable story, one which is likely to touch your soul in a way no life story ever has before. It is the story of Leah, an exceptional little girl who faced tremendous challenges while growing up in a very special home in the Israeli town of Netanya. Her story takes place at Emuna's Bet Al-Azraqi Children's Home, but it actually begins here in the U.S. Leah and her younger sister Mali were born to an Israeli father and an American mother. Their early childhood was extremely difficult and in many ways traumatic. Their father went to prison. Their mother became incapable of coping. Leah and Mali were sent to live with their aunt and grandmother in Israel. But this wasn't the end of a torturous and dark period in the sisters' lives. After being abandoned by their own family, first their parents and then their grandmother and aunt, social services stepped in and placed the girls at Emuna's Bet Al-Azraqi Children's Home in Netanya, giving the sisters their first chance at a normal life. Leah and Mali arrived at the home on February 25, 2001, and from that day on, Bet Al-Azraqi was their haven. At this wonderful Emuna residential home for children at risk, the girls received a bed, a room, home-cooked meals, lots of support, and an abundance of love and warmth. In short, everything they needed in order to fulfill their enormous but previously untapped potential. 8.5-year-old Leah revealed herself to be a true charmer, sweet, sensitive, and highly ambitious. In time, a beautiful, touching smile replaced her tears, and many new friends and loving counselors took away her loneliness. Leah's confidence grew, and she did exceptionally well both in school and at the home. She was happy. One day, when Leah was 11, everything began to change. She started to get awful headaches. They were excruciating and they wouldn't stop. Tests revealed nothing. Meanwhile, the pain grew worse and worse. Leah was taken to the Laniado Hospital in Netanya. A CAT scan showed that our little Leah had a massive tumor in her brain. Words cannot describe the cloud that descended over all of Bet Al-Azraqi at this news. Yehuda Cohn, the director of Bet Al-Azraqi, and all his staff were fully committed to Leah's recovery. After many consultations with doctors and rabbis in Israel and abroad, it was agreed that Leah should be moved to the Schneider Hospital for Children in Petach Tikva. Here she met Professor Mechovich, whom she would later affectionately refer to as my angel. That same night, Yehuda and his wife Ricky first told Leah about the tumor in her brain. She reacted by saying, "See, I wasn't just complaining when I said my head hurts." At 5 a.m. the next day, Professor Mechovich started to operate. Yehuda, Ricky, and Leah's counselors all waited outside the operating room. Those were difficult hours, but knowing that so many people, virtually the whole Emuna family, were praying for Leah's health, kept them hopeful and strong. At midnight, Leah woke up in the ICU and asked, "Where is the doctor? I want to thank him." The biopsy results came in, and the news was bad, very bad. Leah had medulloblastoma, one of the most aggressive cancers. From the beginning, Leah would not give up, and neither would anyone around her. The fight for her life had begun, and Leah proved a true heroine. She remained strong throughout dozens of chemotherapy sessions and radiation treatments. While she was receiving them, she lived in an apartment by the beach, an arrangement made possible through the generosity of good friends from the U.S. who rented it for her. She had her loving counselors, caregivers, and teachers by her side 24 hours a day. During her 6 months of treatment with the help of private tutors, Leah made sure she kept up with all her classwork. Even when she felt weak and tired, she wasn't discouraged. Leah is a living example of courage and emunah. She excelled in school, learned to play piano, ride horses, and began singing in the choir. Finally, at the end of a long and painful period, there was good news. An MRI test showed Leah to be clear of all cancerous cells. Today, Leah is a senior in high school, one of the top students in her class. She is a source of great pride to Bet el-Azraqi and to the entire Emunah family. Like all students in Israel, Leah had to write an essay about her family. Naturally, she chose to write about Emunah's Bet el-Azraqi children's home. We are her family, now and forever. Leah is unique, a true winner, and a role model for many at the children's home. Her journey, the way she coped with the most daunting of challenges, all her accomplishments are nothing short of inspiring. She is living proof that blessed with the right environment, a loving home, and a strong, supportive family, anything is possible.
I am Leah, and this is my story. As I promised Yehuda, the director, I will work hard and do everything I can to repay you and God for all that you have given me. I hope I will succeed and fulfill my dream to become a doctor and save lives. One thing is certain, I will give to others